Hey guys, in this video I'm going to teach you how to find the 11th code for the 21 Pilots level of concern code game thing that's going on right now. So in order to find the 11th code, you're going to have to have already input the first 10 codes, which I'm going to put them all down in the description in case you don't have them already. I made videos on how to find the first, second, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th codes already, so if you haven't watched those videos, make sure to go check those out. And I'm also going to be posting more videos after this one. So, to find the 11th code, you're going to need to have input the first 10 codes, and you're going to have to, after you input the 10th one, you're going to have to download the drive, the drive 10, and then you're going to have USB 10, and the contents of USB 10 are what is shown on my screen here. And you're going to want to open this video that's called words.mp4. And when you open this, we can just watch it play out. It's gonna flash some numbers and letters on the screen here. And I'm going to copy those over, or I copied those over into a notebook, so I'm gonna open that now. I copied those like letters and numbers that were flashing across the screen into my notebook here. So this this is what that looks like here. So it's SO572, LB641, FL133 dash, and then these TP dash, these with the dashes, and then these. So if we notice something, we see that this looks a lot like the formatting of the code, right? So we have here three, we're gonna call these characters, even though they're like chunks of characters. We have 3 characters and then a dash, and we have 3 more characters between 2 dashes, right? And then again 3 more characters between 2 dashes, and then we have a dash on the left and 5 characters without a dash on the right. So it's like kind of showing that this is that code format, right? So the letters and numbers here above those are the code, but I'm going to show you how to find those numbers. So if we notice something, all of these kind of jumbles of numbers and letters start with either 1 or 2 letters that are the same letters as the start of certain 21 Pilots songs. So SO, we can see down here, I wrote here, is stressed out. The next one is LB, is lane boy. FL is fairly local. TP is the Pantaloon. PC is pet cheetah. L is levitate. JB is Johnny boy. OTS is ode to sleep. And TH is the hype. So, knowing this, we are going to now look at the lyrics of these songs, and there is one rule that comes with these numbers. So we can see that there's either going to be 3 numbers following the song name or 2 numbers. So when there's 3, it's always going to be this format: line, word, letter, line, word, letter. So like the line of a song, so like if we're looking here at Stressed Out, this is the first line, this is the second line, this is the third line, this is 4th, 5th, 6th, and so on. Word would be then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then letter, you would count the letter of that word, 1, 2, 3, 4. Makes sense, right? And then if the format is just 2 numbers after the song, like name, it's going to be just line in word. So it's going to be like line 1, 2, word 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it would be like that whole word, right? So we're just going to get started, and I'm going to walk through all of these because some are kind of confusing, just so everything makes sense. So with the first one here, we have SO572. So we have here our stressed out lyrics, and we're going to go line 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, word 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and letter 2, 1, 2. And we see that the second letter of older is an L, which makes sense because we know our code needs to start with LOC. Then if we go to our lane boy lyrics and we do the same thing, we go line 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, word 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The word is hour, and the first letter is O, which makes sense, LO. Now we're going to go to FL, which is fairly local. And we have first line, third, over here, first line, third word, third letter. So first line, 1, 2, third word, third letter, 1, 2, 3, C. So there we have our LOC. Now, moving on to the Pantaloon. This one is a little bit different. So if you look at the Google lyrics of the Pantaloon, they don't have this intro 3-4 that is shown on Genius lyrics. I honestly never heard this part of the song, but I guess if you listen closely, you can hear Tyler doing like a 3/4 before he starts singing the song. So if we look here at this, the Pantaloon line 1, word 1, we can see that the first line and the first word are 3, and it's the word 3, which means our number 3 is our code, right? So, and we know that whenever we have these two numbers, when it's just a line word, we know it's going to have to be like a number, right? Because we can't just have a whole word as one character of the code. So we know that whenever we have these two, it's always going to be a number in word form, and then we're going to just switch that to number form, obviously. So 3 becomes just a number 3. So now the Pantaloon is a little different, a little trickier than the other ones, because to figure out this one, I had to kind of sing through it, because the way that both Google and Genius Lyrics have the lines spaced out does not match with the code. So if we were to go line 3, word 4, 1, 2, 3, word 1, 2, 3, 4, the word is had, and we know that can't be right because we need a number, right? Because if we're gonna have a word, it has to be a number so that it can be translated into a single digit number. So down here at the bottom of my journal here, I like wrote out the lyrics of the Pantaloon in lines based on the way it's sung in the song. So hopefully this makes sense. But we start first with that 3/4. And then the next part is, I know here they have your grandpa died when you were 9 as one line, but the way the song goes is it's like, your grandpa died when you were 9. So like you can split those up into 2 separate lines. And then the next part would just be one line. They said he had lost his mind. I don't know how to like explain this, but like I have a lot of like musical background, so it just kind of like clicks in my head that way. But if we kind of keep that same thing, so splitting up the first line into 2 and then leaving the third line together, we then have again the same thing for you have learned. And then the next line, way too soon. And then the next line, you should never trust the Pantaloon. And then if we continue that again, it would be, now it's your turn. Next line, to be alone. And then the next part would be, find a wife and build yourself a home. But we don't need that part because the code doesn't go like this. This puzzle doesn't need that much, so I just wrote out what we need. But hopefully that makes sense. So now if we have those lines numbered that way, 1 through 9, and we go back to the code here, we have here line 3, word 4. So if we go down here, line 3, 1, 2, 3, word 1, 2, 3, 4, we have the 9, which is the number for the code. Good, right? All right, next. So for this one, line 9, word 3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, line 9. And then word 3, 1, 2, 3. The word is alone, and in the word alone is the number 1. It's A-L and then O-N-E, which is 1. So that part of the code is equal to 1. And then again, just showing this part again, line 1, word 1 is of course this 3 here. So you can see I circled the 3, 9, and 1, and those are the parts here of this code. So now we can move on to the next part. Next song is Pet Cheetah. So for Pet Cheetah, we have first, again, 2 numbers, which means we're doing line word. So we have second line, 4th word, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Perfect, a number. So we add the 8 here. Then we have Pet Cheetah line 2, word 1. So if we go line 2, word 1 is also 8. But yeah, so we're all good. Next we have the Pantaloon 1, 1, which we already know is 3 from up here. We can continue. The next song is Levitate. Again, 2 numbers, so line word. Second line, so 1, 2, 5th word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th word is 7th grade, so we know 7 is the number here. Next, we're going back to the Pantaloon, so let's go down to the lyrics that I wrote down here. So this is line 1, word 2, and we see here line 1, word 2 is 4, which is our number for the code here. Next is JB, which is Johnny Boy, and for this one we have 3 numbers again, and that means that we are going to be doing line, word, letter. So we have here line 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Word 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our word is prize, and our fourth letter of prize, 1, 2, 3, 4, is Z. Next, ode to sleep, also 3 numbers, which means we're again doing line, word, letter. So here we have fourth line, 1, 2, 3, 4. Seventh word, so this one's kind of weird because there's a lot of ups, and if you go to the seventh, you get like, I think an up or 2 or something, but the only word, here we can see we need the 6th letter. The only word in this line with 6 letters is, with more than 6 or more letters, is ceiling, so we know it has to be ceiling, and the 6th letter of ceiling is N, so we know N is the next letter of the code. And finally, the last character of the code, we have TH for the hype, and it's again 3 numbers, so we're gonna do line, word, letter. So fourth line, 1, 2, 3, 4. Eighth word, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The word is basement, and the first letter of basement is B, so we have B. And that is our entire code. So our code ends up being LOC 913-883-74ZNB. Thank you guys so much for sticking through that if you did. I know it took a while to get through it, but I wanted to make sure that I went through this entire one because it gets kind of confusing, especially with the Pantaloon because it's a little different. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to be posting more of these videos. And again, this one's longer, but most of them are like 3.5 minutes, so don't worry about it. You don't have to sit through this one if you want, but I guess you're already here. So anyway, make sure to subscribe and turn on that bell notification so you're notified when I post the upcoming videos for the other codes as I'm solving them. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have fun with this 21 Pilots code game. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.